All right, scene 4. Welcome back. Scene 4, Lone Wolf, Lost Caravan. Let's begin. Scene as players continuing their investigation. This is more for the GM, but since I'm slowly role-playing this by myself, that's fine. I can kind of put it together. Read the following to the players. After breakfasting with merchants at the Elma meat tree, you gather up your equipment and ascend the wide stone ramp that approaches the impressive twin stone towers and gatehouse of the Elma Bridge. This ancient bridge is a little over 1 mile long and comprises a series of elegant stone compression arches interrupted at regular intervals by grand towers and huge granite piers. At the center there stands the Dern Stone. For many centuries, this wide central pier of the Elima Bridge has been used as a marketplace. Merchants from Holmgard and Toran come here to buy fish, timber, and ore from the Freilunding, the hardy Summerlending of the West, who make their livelihood in the forests and foothills of the Dern Crag Mountains. All right, get all that? Passing under the arches of the gatehouse, two Summerlending reeves nod in acknowledgement of your distinguished order. It reassures them to know that the security of Summerland is assured, so long as they have the Kai to call upon for help and protection. What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? So I'll go all over the ancient bridge, Durnstone, Torrent, going to buy fish, passing on the arches, two Summerling reeves, not acknowledgement. We're sure they know the security of Summerland, so long as they have the Kai to call upon. Gather up your equipment and okay, well, I say we're just going to move forward. Just keep going, you know? So, let's see here. This is for questioning. Here we go. Just continuing to the Durnstone. The Durnstone is a large pier built over the river Unoram, and it is used as a marketplace for Summerlending merchants. The players might opt to bypass the reeves and go straight to the Durnstone, or they may come here after they have spoken to the reeves. And then there's another option, just continuing over the bridge. I think that's what we're going to do, continue over to the bridge. So read the following. Now, previous to that, there are some tests that you have to, again, it's usually set at a 6, and you have to roll a 6 or above. And your skills can add bonuses and modifiers to that, pluses. So let me read this here. As you traverse the Elima Bridge, you are astounded by the grand feat of Summerlending engineering. Its paved roadway spans the river Unoram for almost a mile, and it is wide enough to easily accommodate 2 lanes of wagon traffic with plenty of extra room on both sides for pedestrians. Okay, the warmth of the autumnal, it's so weird to say that, autumnal, I'm just used to saying autumn sun, is chilled by the cold waters of the river rushing beneath the great stone arches. You cross the bridge and walk down the ramp on the far side. Another 2 reeves are standing guard at the exit archway. Cheerfully, they bid you good day and Godspeed as you pass by. The bottom of the exit ramp adjoins a wide highway that heads off towards Holmgard. This is the King's Highway. A wooden signpost indicates 2 directions. Toran to the north, and home guard to the south. The journey is made easier by the road's good surface. Let's see. Although this section of the King's Highway appears to be deserted, present with a little luck, you may be able to find some clues to whereabouts of Travis and his missing caravan. Alright. It says here, ask the players where they're going. What they're doing, if they're going to use any of the Kai disciplines. Oh, good thing he mentions that. We have tracking, I think. So let me just kind of reread this a little bit. Highway, King's Highway indicates two directions, to the north and home guard to the south. Alright. So the journey is made easier by the road's good surface. The section of the King's Highway appears to be deserted. At the present, with a little luck, you may be able to find some clues of Travis and his missing caravan. So we're going to take the King's Highway. And I think we have hunting, or no, tracking. I know Night Fox likes to get out and track at night. Yep. Tracking. So he can track for the, I don't know, the wagon wheels. You know, because they're mostly in wagon wheels and horse tracks. So let's see if we can do that. So what do you know? Tracking. Using tracking. Players who have the tracking discipline, Storm's Bureau has it too. Dawn Thunder, Night Fox, and True Song, and specifically state that they are looking for signs of wagon tracks. Yep, that's what I said. Where one of the wheels is out of alignment with the others, will automatically succeed in finding them. Otherwise, allow any other player with tracking to make a test against a value of 6. Pick a random number, and if 6 or more, they succeed. All right. If they succeed, either automatically or as a result of the tracking test, you should read out the following. Let's see. You have not been searching long when you... Sorry, the light's so bright. You discover telltale tracks of a heavily laden wagon. They are found in the soft soil at the side of the King's Highway. These furrows reveal that one of the wheels was out of true with the others. Out of true with the others, that's different. To your surprise, you discover the tracks indicate that 2 wagons, one with the damaged wheel, left the King's Highway and headed off across the adjacent fields in a due easterly direction. It would seem that the Lost Caravan veered away from the King's Highway at this place, and for some unknown reason, headed off across the open fields, heading due east. There does not appear to be anything of interest in the far distance, just open fields and grasslands, and a tree line beyond that. Alright, so the wheel went flying out. Tracks indicate 2 wagons, one with a damaged wheel, left the King's Highway and headed off across the adjacent fields in a due easterly direction. It would seem that the Lost Caravan veered away and headed off east. So here, I couldn't help but see this, using animal kinship. Now, before I even had a chance to think about using that, I saw this already. So that's kind of the problem with doing this as a solo player. But let's do something interesting. Let's say, okay, there's 50-50 chance that she might have thought to do animal kingship, her character, since she doesn't. There's not like a wisdom check or anything like that. I'll do the 50-50 Kai token. So here we go. Hopefully I can keep it. No, she didn't remember to do that. So we'll move on. We'll skip that part. Alright. So something definitely to note. So I skip all this. And yeah, anything else? And so let me look at my traits to see if we can find any more information using our hunting, camouflage, mind over matter. Yeah, so tracking would be the only thing useful. They would keep tracking. Animal kinship, hunting, weapon skill, mind over matter, tracking. So they'll both use their tracking. Alright, so move on. Alright. You got some stuff for 6 cents that you can use. Alright. Alright, and then it goes down here. What if none of the players have animal kingship, tracking, or 6 cents? Alright. So you can go to those if they don't have any of those. So, but we have tracking. We use that. So, what now? I'll tell you what now. So, whatever information the players have gained from the above sections should give them enough incentive to continue the journey east. Alright, that's what we're going to do. So, stop and think. Basically, what do you want to do? Yeah, continue going east along the road. You know, I think this might veer off. So we'll have our bows ready. You know, be on special alert in case we get flanked or surprised. And there we go. So let's see here. Ask them if they are following the clues east and if they're taking any special precautions. Yes, we did. You can also recap the clues they have discovered so far or prompt them to take a course of action if you think they need help. So we'll continue on. The tracks made by the wheels of the caravan when it crossed the grasslands a week ago are still easy to follow. The grass has not grown much past these 7 days. These past 7 days. The tracks can be seen heading off towards a narrow forest trail that bisects the far woodland. Judging by the location of the trail, you feel sure that it goes to Lake Helmar. Alright, ask the players if they want to pursue the strange figure they saw in a gap in the tree line. A gap in the tree line. Ooh, I didn't know there was one. Alright, so we suddenly see a figure silhouetted in the tree line. Okay, so what should we do here? Grasslands. Fox shouts out to him. He says, "Hey there, hello there. Can we ask you a question?" And we'll see if he runs or not. If he runs, then we'll know it's somebody probably bad. Alright, continue the player's decision. Use one of these options. Alright, following the caravan trail. This will take, okay, well, that's basically what we're doing. Go to Lake Helmer. Pursuing the fleeing figure. If they discover they're being watched by 6 cents, for example, they decide to go off and pursue. Oh, well, we didn't use 6 cents, so we didn't know we were being watched. So we didn't see the figures. So, yeah. So this, I skipped this. The players may not know the precise location of the watcher. Oh, yeah. But if they tell you that they are scanning the landscape towards the east, read the following to them. Okay. As you peer at the distant woodland, you see a distinctive human silhouette framed between the trunks of 2 trees. It pauses for a few minutes before moving out of sight. Alright, and then he shouted, and then I guess it's taken off. Let's see. It says, knowing that now for sure that they are being watched, albeit at a distance, the players likely decide to head east off towards the woods, investigate the mysterious human close. Yeah. So we're heading off to the woods, going east. Alright. I don't know if we're going to follow the figure, but we'll keep going east. Let's see here. Let's see. Following the caravan trail. Alright, the players may follow tracks left by the caravan across open fields and grassland. This will take them to the start of the forest trail, which wends its way through the trees, assuming they do not stop along the way. From the moment they get set foot upon the trail, at the moment they get their first glimpse of Lake Helmer, will take an hour. Okay, and it goes going there. Okay, based upon the mental images provided by helpful vixen. Well, I don't know what that. Well, who is the vixen? Anyway, the players may decide to follow tracks of the caravan towards the start of the forest trail. In this case, they will be unaware that their progress is being observed by the watcher in the trees. Well, just follow the caravan trail, damn it. Anyway, alright, so you follow the fresh tracks through the woods. The trees hereabouts are deciduous, summer-lending oaks. I never heard that word before. They have distinctive yellowy bark and apple green leaves. Some of the leaves have started to turn a beautiful russet brown color. See, good imagery, good sensory details. Sight. Fallen leaves provide a catchy carpet that deadens the sound of your footfalls. It also deadens the sounds made by the fleeing watcher, making him a little harder to follow than would be the case in any other time of the year, perhaps during the snows of winter. Okay, it is beginning to seem that you are in danger of losing his trail. When you come to a part of the forest where the covering falling leaves is particularly thick. Let's see here. And it is beginning to seem you're in danger of losing his trail. Let's see here. Going to Lake Helmer. Oh, so we skip all this because, see, it gets a little confusing. Going to Lake Helmer, which is the same as following the caravan trail. Okay, so this didn't happen because we're not chasing the guy. We're not going after him. We're just following the trail. We just something that we noticed. And Fox shouted out and he took off. And Fox doesn't want to go chasing after a guy again just to kill him. Again, little notes about putting the clues together down here. Interrupting the game. Purpose of this deliberate interruption is to get the players away from the habit of thinking that the passage of game time pauses when they are called upon to make a test. It's a device used. So this is kind of very beginner stuff right here. So let's see. Alright. Here, that's where we're at. If the players do not pursue the fleeing figure. Okay. Which we didn't. And if the players decide not to give chase, read aloud this instead. After about an hour spent following the forest trail, you catch your first sighting of Lake Helmer. In the distance, the path gently descends from the trees and leads to the shore of this glittering lake. Now you can see the remains of the missing caravan. 2 wagons have been abandoned at the water's edge. And here's a little spoilers for the next video. Nice illustration there. So we got two more scenes to go. So I think I'm getting close here. But it is kind of, I wish I had I should just use a piece of paper. Decide when I get to the green question mark over here. And then, read to see which heading it goes to, because, yeah. But if you get too far ahead, you can backtrack and say, well, that wasn't our decision. Or you can write down the decision, if you forget it, and be like, okay, that didn't happen. Kind of scan ahead a little bit just to make sure, unfortunately, there's going to be some spoilers. And got us to there. So, yeah. going to be interesting. Thanks for watching. Keep on solo questing. And play your games. Play your games. See you in the next video.